You're very welcome, Minister, to here today, and I'm delighted that because it's relevant to both our own constituency. And I'll just give a bit of background to Project Wave. Project Wave means working together, working towards academic and vocational equity. It's a project which everyone associated with ATU is really, really proud of. It gives students with intellectual disabilities the opportunity to attend college. The students attending Project Wave recently visited me here in Leinster House, meeting a number of senators and TDs, and these students defy all expectations which many people hold regarding people with what would be better described as intellectual differences rather than intellectual disabilities. The students may have Down syndrome, autism or other forms of neurodivergence. In their course that they study, the core topics include ICT, personal development, learning skills and employability, as well as another elective modules depending on the campus which they're based in. For example, in Donegal, the focus is on hospitality. In Mayo, it could be business and early childhood education and care. And in Sligo, we have students studying early childhood care, engineering and creative and visual arts programmes. And the range of interests and personality and talents among the Project Wave students is as varied and diverse as that of the general student population. Project Wave is a 2-year project rapidly approaching the end of its 2nd year. And after completing Wave, many of the participants hope to go on to further study or enter the world of work. And all the research for this commencement matter was carried out by Kevin, who's a Project Wave student who's currently doing work experience in my office and who has developed since starting Project Wave into an advocate for the rights of students with disabilities. Kevin has agreed that I can share his learning story here today. I was 20 years old and a student at another college when I first heard about Project Wave in June 2024. My mum told me that she thought it would be a great opportunity and would give me a better life. I thought about it and I decided I would go for it. Before I was accepted, I had to do an interview. I told them how I wanted to come to ATU and learn new stuff and that I would be meeting new people. The first day I arrived in September 2024, there were 9 other students starting. None of us knew each other and I was so nervous. I was thinking of dropping out but decided to stick at it because I knew that someone else would take the chances and lots of other people who were interviewed didn't have the opportunity. And Project Wave has changed my life. I am very happy now. 2 years ago, I was in a bad place with sensory issues and the staff at the college I was attending didn't really understand. But the staff at Project Wave understand my sensory issues and are very nice to me and I couldn't hope for better. My goals are to do an access course at ATU or do a PLC course in Ballinode College and to qualify to get a job in Yates Library or the ATU or another university, maybe in St Angela's. I've learned a lot of practical skills in relation to the appropriate use of technology, flexibility and time use skills. But the reason I'm bringing this commencement matter today, Minister, is that Project Wave is funded under a 3-year pilot programme designed at enhancing course provision for students with intellectual disabilities. And just as Kevin's story, the enthusiasm shown amongst the staff, the students and the family demonstrates Project Wave has money more than well spent, and it was so wonderful to welcome here with such a wonderful day. Education and experience are not transitory or temporary. They pay dividends for years, especially in the lives of people who are denied the kinds of opportunities which are open to most of us. So I'm asking you today is that you can confirm whether funding will be made available for the next 3-year period and that on an ongoing basis so that students like Kevin, which should be open, should have the opportunities which are open to every other young person.
Thank you, Senator Cosgrove, for raising what is truly a very important matter to an awful lot of people. And I'm delighted to be able to respond positively to you this morning. But first of all, just a small bit of context. And as you know, the provision of courses for students with intellectual disabilities was a key commitment made in the National Access Plan, which was published back in 2022. Now, progress on delivery of these courses has been most encouraging. In fact, 193 students are studying in 11 higher education institutions, or HEIs, across Ireland on these programmes, and this far exceeds the original number of 160. And indeed, the courses have now become a feature of our higher education system, which of course is precisely what we want to see. My department has invested over 11 million to provide the courses, and I am deeply committed to ensuring their continuation. To date, participating higher education institutions have reported that they've experienced a high demand for the programmes and that the retention and attendance rates are high, sometimes the highest reported across the entire HEI spectre. Early reports from the institutions have confirmed that the programmes, as you've already said, are having a hugely transformative effect on people's lives, on both the students but also, crucially, on the wider communities that they are participating in. Now, you specifically referred in your question to ATU, and in context, ATU has received over €500,000 under PAT 4 Phase 1 from 22 to 26, and total budget approved for PAT 4 Phase 2 for ATU is €938,000 and some odd euro, nearly €1 million. As you know, the courses are at NFQ Level 6, and a key feature of the programmes is that there are no course fees attached. And alongside delivery of the courses, the funding has been used to provide supports to students. So whether that's actual financial supports for students who may be financially disadvantaged, or assistive technology, or personal assistance, or transport, there's funding there to help with that also. And as you said quite rightly, both students and the colleges they attend are very happy with their achievements. So I am pleased to be in a position to provide you with an update on the continuation of these courses. Just last week, Minister Lawless, who's the Minister in charge and whom I'm speaking for today, brought a memorandum to Government to ensure the continuation of these courses for the next 2-year cycle. The decision provides certainty to students, families and providers, and will allow for courses to be advertised for next September. So, as you said, Senator, this is good news, and when you speak about the young man who's in your office, Kevin, it's certainly good news for him, but for all the staff and students at ATU, and indeed the 11 HEI institutions across the country who, as you say, are anxious to find out if the funding will be extended post-2026. And the simple, straightforward answer to that is yes.
Senator Cosgrove.
That's wonderful news, Garmargath. I'm delighted to hear it, and I know Kevin. They'll be absolutely thrilled, and for not only for the students. Like Kevin said, it's an emergency. He was talking to me. We've only 8 weeks left, so I know that'll alleviate so much of their concerns and worries. So thank you, Minister. It's fantastic news, and just a big shout out to all the staff, I suppose, like Tamsin and Jeanette and Roisin, for all the work that they do, and the impact that not only the students are having on themselves and their wider community, but also, like you said, the wider community within the colleges and places where they're doing their work placements as well. So I'm delighted. Thank you very much, Minister, for confirming it.
Senator, and look, there's not a lot more to say except it's sort of good news all along. But just to say that the HEA are in the process of engaging an expert consultant to work with the participating institutions on a common evaluation instrument. That's an important part of any aspect of funding. And that evaluation, the outcomes from that evaluation, will inform the next steps regarding the expansion of the programme in line with the programme for government commitments. But as I said, the answer to your question today is yes. It's good for Kevin, and it's good news for all of the people who make such an effort to make a difference to the lives of those students, but not just the students themselves, to the wider community. Because all of us, and in that I certainly include myself, I won't speak for the rest of you, but we all need to have a better understanding of the contributions that every single one of us as individuals can make to society. And I think courses like this give opportunities to people that were not there previously.